Welcome to another episode of Friday Sews. My name is Tanya, and this is the channel where we create the atmosphere for you to celebrate your grace, beauty, and style. Well, with Friday Sews, we talk a little bit about sewing and a little bit about life. It was created by Jen at Today in Jen's Sewing Room to bring the sewing community together so that we can share with you our projects that we're working on weekly. Give you some inspiration to sew. So thank you for joining me. I thank you to all of my subscribers for coming back and joining me. And I thank all of my new subscribers. Welcome. I'm so glad to have you here. Well, in this episode, we're going to talk about this lovely dress that I have on today. And we're going to talk about a couple of challenges that I had. We're also going to talk about how I hacked one of my 5 essentials that I talked about last week. So let's get started. All right, let's get into this pattern, Simplicity 9744. Love this dress. I love how this dress came together. I did view C. As you see, there's A, B, and C. A is the longer length of the two. And let me also show you the line drawing so you can see that. There. Let's get a little bit closer for you. I love it. I just love just about everything about this dress. I love the collar. I love the placement of the buttons. I love the collar stand. I love the fit of this dress. It's not too tight. It's perfect everywhere. It just fits. I did a size 18. Hold up. Before we get into the details of this dress, I want to show you how it looks in all its glory. So let's take a look here. Okay, let's get into some details about Simplicity 9744. First of all, let's talk about this fabric. I did another dress with the same colors, like the yellow and blue. So I think I'm going to start this collection, the yellow and blue collection. This is number 2 dress, right? I got this fabric from my local thrift shop. It was at least 3 yards of fabric. So I was able to create this in a size 18. So let's see. So for a size 18, you're going to need 3 3/8 yards of fabric. So I had enough fabric and I have a little bit left over, which I can do some kind of scrap project with that. The size 18 is for a bust size, a 45.5. So it was a perfect fit. My bust is a 44, so I have enough room. At first, I was a little concerned with the buttons not fitting in that area, but perfect match. I also like the placement of the buttons. So let me show you here. I always have this problem right in this area where it kind of opens, but this is the perfect placement for this first button here. And there's 5 buttons, 1, 2, 3, 4, and number 5 all the way at the top. I did add this little tab that looks like a little bow, and I'll explain to you why that was one of my issues in that area there. So I will show you that in a second as well. I do believe that this pattern looks like the cover here. I just love it. I love everything about it. Some of the suggested fabrics for this pattern are your chambrays, cotton lawn, cotton blends, dotted Swiss. I don't know what that is. I'll have to look it up to see what that is. Eyelet. I actually have a denim eyelet that I was going to do for this dress, but I didn't have enough to finish the whole dress, so I'm going to do something else with that material. Linen blends, poplin, your Seersucker material as well. And also it says lining. Now, I didn't see the instructions for the lining, so I guess you can add your own lining to this. That was a little strange. Here it's saying lining, but there is no lining. I guess you can add your own. I guess I figured out the lining thing. If you're going to use an eyelet material, you do have to have a lining under there. So somewhere in the instructions, I'm sure it talks about a lining, but when I was doing view C, I didn't see anything about the lining, but as you can see in this picture here, she clearly has a lining under there. Notions, view B and view C, you're going to need 5 buttons. Calls for 3/4 inch buttons. There are 7 pieces to this pattern. If you're doing view C, it was only 7 pieces. There are pockets. I love the pocket placement. Oh, so there's another detail that I forgot to tell you about. There is a pleat in the shoulder here, which gives the sleeves a little detail, gives it a little puff as well, just a little bit, but I like that little detail there. So just wanted to share that with you. I don't know if you can see it. I think you can see it. Yeah. Okay. So last week I shared with you my 5 handmade essential items. I did a hack to the shorts for those bottoms. Let me put my glasses back on. Simplicity 9236. I did the shorts and I added some ruffles to the bottom of the shorts. So I love it. The pockets are there on the side. So that is something that I worked on along with this dress for the past couple of weeks. That's what I've been working on. And thinking of hacking, there is a hackathon going on Instagram. That is something that I will be participating for the month of July. Also, Simplicity is having a pink challenge. They have a list of patterns for you to select from, and you just make that pattern out of some pink fabric, and you can enter your garment into the contest. And there is a prize at the end of the challenge as well. So take a look at that. I'll put all the information in the description down below so that you'll have all of that. I also want to share with you just a little bit about life. My son turned 25 June 22nd, and I'm going to show you a little clip of our journey in life together over the years. So I thank you all for joining me for this week's Friday Sews. And you know, if you made it this far, why not? Give me a thumbs up and subscribe. Subscribe to the channel. I am so excited because we are getting closer to that 1K mark. So I just so appreciate for everyone being here when I do come on and that you come and watch my videos. So I thank you so much for joining me. And as always, have a lovely day. Here I'm stitching in the ditch for my placket, and I'm going to stitch all the way down to the dot. Now I'm on the right side of the fabric, and as you see, this edge right now is on the right side versus the wrong side. But I'm also trying to make sure that all of my fabric stays flat. So I'm going to continue to stitch in the ditch, and I'm going to stop right there at my dot. Okay, so this is what it looks like on the right side of the fabric. So I'm just trying to figure out now how to get it on the inside. So I'm just going to flip this over. Okay, so I'm on the wrong side. So on the inside, which is the wrong side of the fabric, you want to lap the left placket over the right, matching the small dots. So remember, here is where my small dots are. And this is my left side. This is my right side. First, let's lay this flat. And somehow, see, I don't see how this even gets in here. Don't understand it. Yeah, this is the part that I don't understand. And it looks like this seam is folded down. The center seam here looks like it's folded down. And nowhere along in the instructions did it say to fold that down. So it is a little awkward here. All right, round 2 or 3, because to me it's just not working out in this area for me. I'm actually going to unpick here, because I think prior to stitching in the ditch, somehow this area should have been folded down, right? And therefore it wouldn't have got caught with the stitch in the ditch. It's now causing this puckering going on the side, and this little thing on it's not working. Okay, so now I have unpicked this side and this side, and I'm going to fold this down so that I can bring these pieces on top of that and see if that works for me. So really the lesson of this story here is to make sure this doesn't get pinned down when you are stitching in the ditch. I believe that's where my error was, so I just unpicked that. So here we have this in the inside here, and I'm going to fold this down, and it said left over right, so I'm going to bring in the right side, and then left over right, like that, right? So now you got a clean, you can do a clean stitch here now. And I want to make sure that's over there evenly. And I'm going to now stitch from dots to dots. I believe I got it. So it's just a small little hiccup. Okay, so I based this down, and I'm not 100% satisfied how this looks. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to add a tab here. So I'm going to fold this down, and I'm going to add a tab so it'll look a lot neater for me. And I might even turn this into a little bow right here as well. So I don't know. I'll make it work for me. I'm going to put a tab there.